The Tinderbox. First published in Skive magazine 2005. It was an old miner's dynamite detonator, the old wooden type with a cross-handled plunger. They called it the tinderbox, because when the plunger was pushed down, sparks would fly from the exposed ends of the electrodes. They would usually demonstrate this fully by bringing out the wooden box, setting it down on a table in front of you, then pulling up the plunger. They'd usually leave it there several seconds, as you sat frozen in fear. Then they'd hold the electrodes up to eye level so you could see, and then a hand would push down the plunger, and the sparks would flash from the electrodes, leaving you in little doubt of what was to come. To start with, they'd attach the little metal clips to your big toe. You'd tense and struggle for a second, before a hard slap to the face would end your movement. Then the hand would hover over the plunger for a second, your heart pounding as you awaited its fall. Then the plunger would go down and your leg would jerk, and your foot would feel like fire, and you'd jump off the chair if they hadn't strapped you in. Then everything would be silent except for your own breathing and the beat of your heart, now faster than ever. Then after they had done this a few times, they would get bored and move on. They'd clamp the clips to your chest and watch your muscles spasm, as the devil-hot sparks shot from the electrodes and burned your flesh. You'd jump and jolt and scream in pain, but when your screams ceased there would be silence again, and your eyes would settle on the hand hovering over the plunger and wish for death rather than feel the sting of the tinderbox. But the hand would push down again, and again, your body jerking as if in a seizure, your brain hazy with pain, emotion, and thought. Then the tinderbox would be silent for a moment. The owner of the hand would stop and smoke a cigarette. You'd smell the sickly tobacco smell and wish that it would last forever, because you knew that when that cigarette burned all the way down to the end, it would be discarded by the hand, and the hand would remember the plunger, and then the pain would be back, worse than ever before. Once the cigarette was finished, the electrodes were clipped to the ears, and each pull of the plunger brought white-hot bolts of lightning through the eyes and ears. There would be the feeling that the head would explode or the scalp melt or the hair catch fire, the muscles of the neck contracting, jerking the head wildly, the fear that the neck might snap, the fear, always the fear. Then just as the searing pain in the ears and eyes and brain begins to subside, the electrodes are applied to the genitals. The eyes go wide with greater fear than previously thought possible, pleading silently as the hand grips the plunger and pulls it upwards. The hand hovers over the plunger. The head shakes, the numb, bleeding tongue inside the gagged mouth mumbles no, 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 please. Then the plunger is pushed down and the sparks cascade, the legs flying out uncontrollably, the stomach and abdomen convulsing, as if trying to escape the body. The searing pain in the groin, sparks burning the flesh of the thighs, the muted screams, the tense grip of the hands on the arms of the chair, the whiteness of the knuckles, the whole torso taut, every muscle reacting. Then nothing, except the slowly diminishing pain, the removal of the clamps, the laugh of the torturer and the aggressive, forced return to the dank tiny cell. For decades this was the ritual, the daily routine for both victims and torturer, the names of both forgotten in time. Only the tinderbox was remembered, its powers and deeds and presence forever carved into the memories of those who knew it. It sits on my writing desk, the only thing salvaged from the prison, after it was burned to the ground in a riot. From time to time people will gaze upon it and ask me what it is, and I never refuse an opportunity to tell them all about the tinderbox.